Hey guys, Alex here. Thank you so much for joining me for today's full body Pilates workout. Today I'll be guiding you through some exercises to strengthen, tone, and sculpt your entire body. We'll be working our arms, abs, glutes, and thighs without any equipment. Using just body weight resistance, you'll get in a great workout, feeling toned and sculpted by the end. This workout includes a warm-up and a cool down, so let's go ahead and get right into our warm-up. So I'm going to come into a kneeling position on the mat. You can be standing with your feet hip distance apart if that's better for you. We're going to stack the vertebrae one up at a time, working our way up through the spinal column. The shoulders are down, the neck is long, and the chin is parallel with the floor. We're going to lift the arms up and circle them down and back. Lifting up and sweeping them down and back. Opening through the chest and getting into our Pilates breathing pattern here. Breathing in through the nose to lift and out through the mouth to circle back. Switching on the core as we breathe out. Let's go 4, gathering energy. 3, lengthening through those fingers. For 2, and final 1, amazing. Bring both arms out in front, palms facing down, arms are at shoulder height. Lengthen through the neck. Pull the right elbow back, extend right arm looking out over right fingers, bend and come forward. Pull back, open, bend and forward. So really opening through the chest, lengthening through those fingers and stretching through the neck. Last 1. And come forward, switching sides. Pull back with left elbow, straighten the arm, bend and come forward. So keep those shoulders down away from your neck, getting a nice twist and rotation in the thoracic spine here as we stretch the arms, mobilize the shoulders. Nicely done. Reach to opposite ends of the room with those fingers and then lower hands down to the mat. Great. From here, we're going to sink back into a child's pose, lengthening through the spine. We're inhaling, and then as we exhale, we're going to come forward, bringing the shoulders above the wrists. Sink back into your child's pose, lengthen through the spine, and then come forward. Now, as you come forward, I want you to kind of picture this as a half plank. So really broaden across your shoulders and draw your navel in toward your spine, powering up through that upper body and then pushing back to stretch. Coming forward and sinking back. Coming forward, nice broad shoulders and stretching through the tailbone. Let's go 3, 2, and final 1. Now from here, we're going to curl the toes, sink back, and then shoot forward. Lower the knees nice and wide, and then come forward, shoulders over wrists. Good. Nice and wide with those knees, and come forward. Now as you come forward, I want you to really power up through that core, drawing in through the nose with that breath and out through the mouth as you lift through the abdominal wall. Good, let's go 4. Nice strong flat plank. 3, engaging the thighs here as well. For 2, and final 1. Amazing. Now bring the feet so that they are parallel. We're going to bring the right knee in toward the chest, bring the left knee in toward the chest, and then lift left leg twice. Good work. Push back into a downward dog. Now we're going to come forward. Left knee in, right knee in. Lift the right leg for 1 and 2, and push back into your downward dog to stretch. Good. Right knee in, left knee in. Lift the left leg. 2 lifts, and then stretch back. Amazing work. Bringing it in, left knee in, right knee in, lift and stretch back. Let's do one more set each side. Right knee in, left knee in, lift and lengthen as we pike up. Good. Left knee, right knee, lift the right leg, lengthen through those toes, and stretch back into your downward dog. We're gonna hold it here. Flatten out the upper back, let your head hang between your shoulders, lift those hips up nice and high. Then lift up onto the toes, inhale, and exhale, lower those heels down toward the mat. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower those heels down to the mat. Good, stretching the backs of the legs on the breath. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lower those heels. Keep the upper back nice and flat. Feel the stretch running all the way up the back of the legs. For 2. And final 1. Amazing work. Lower knees and push back into child's pose. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Great. Okay, from here we're gonna move into our weightless upper body work. So even without hand weights, you're gonna feel the muscles working. We're going to really focus on good form and the use of body weight resistance to sculpt those upper body muscles. So I'm lowering my forearms down to the mat so that they're parallel. The right forearm is in front of the left forearm and the elbows are under the shoulders. From here, we're gonna step back into a low plank, creating a nice flat line with the body. Shoulders are broad. Now we're going to twist and open to one side, lowering forearm down, and twist and open to the other side. Now if it's too much with your legs lifted, you can lower the knee as you support the movement from side to side. Otherwise, keeping in your side plank position as we shift from side to side. Good, lowering forearm down, keeping the lower hip lifted, opening up through the chest. Good, nice tight core as we shift. Good, supporting, using your core and those arms and shoulders. Reaching for the ceiling with those fingers, lifting that lower hip up. Good, you're doing so well. For 3 and 2. And on our final one, we're gonna open and hold. We're gonna take the arm overhead, stack the feet, although if that's too much, you can lower that lower hip down to the mat. Lengthen through the spine and then lower and lift. Pulsing up that lower hip, working the obliques here as well as those upper body muscles. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Slow and controlled. Inhale to lower, exhale, belly to spine. We've got 4, 3, 2, keep the chest nice and open, and 1. Nice work. Let's switch sides. Stacking the feet, lowering down that knee as needed, and then taking the arm overhead and pulsing that lower hip up. Really focusing on the waistline working here. Every time you lift that lower hip, keeping the movement really strong and stable. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. Lower down, take the knees nice and wide, and push back into a child's pose. Holding it here for 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, from here we're going to continue to work the arms. So I would like you to position the hands so that the wrists, elbows, and shoulders are in alignment. Arms are parallel, knees are bent. Make sure your spine is nice and long here, the core is engaged. We're going to lower the elbows down to the floor, just hover them above the floor and pulse for 1, 2, 3, and then press up through the heels of the hands. Lower 1, 2, and 3, pushing up. 1, 2, 3, and press up. Good. 1, 2, and 3. So you want the tension to be on those triceps. 2 and 3. So don't let the elbows splay out to the sides here. Keep those arms parallel. Keep the weight in the heels of the hands and really focus on the backs of the arms doing the work as you pulse down for 3 and then press all the way up to straighten the arms. Good, you're doing so well. 1, 2, 3. Now try to keep that neck nice and long, that spine nice and long. Don't let those shoulders hunch up by the ears. We've got 3 more sets. And 3, lift up. Last 2, 2, 3, lift up. Last set, 2, 3, and lift it up. Amazing work. Now from here, we're going to come into a high plank. Position yourself really nice and strong here. Create a nice flat line with the body. Then we're going to lower the knees, lower down into a tricep push-up, push mat away, and plank. Good, lower down with the knees. Tricep push-up, lowering the chest, pushing up through the heels of the hands, and plank. Good, lower the knees, lower the chest, push up, and plank. Good. Lowering, pressing up, planking, and repeating. Lower down, elbows stay close and toward the sides of the body. Plank, lift abdominal wall, and repeat. Whew, triceps are working so hard here. Sculpting those upper body muscles. Inhale and exhale to push up. We've got 3 more. Stay strong. This is your final upper body move. Give it all you've got. Great work. Last set. Plank, widen the knees, and push back into a child's pose. Stretching and lengthening through those arms. Breathing deep into the back of the rib cage. And slowly exhaling through the mouth. Nicely done. Okay, we're gonna switch it up and come on to our side body so that we can start targeting the glutes and thighs. So coming down onto the side, propping yourself up on your hand or your outstretched arm, getting nice and long. We're going to pick the legs up and bring them slightly forward. So we're in a pike position. I'm just gonna wiggle back a little bit here. Okay, from here we're going to go into some M-shaped leg lifts. So we're going to really anchor down through that lower leg, tap the top leg down in front of the lower leg, tap the top leg down to meet the lower leg, and then tap it down behind. So you're drawing an arc behind the leg and an arc in front of the leg, an M shape as you go from backwards to forwards and forwards to backwards. Good. So nice big arcs. If you're losing stability here, make a smaller arc. Just make sure that you're really pointing through the toes, lengthening through those toes, and stabilizing through the torso by engaging belly button to spine. Good, neck is long. Breathing in and out as you draw those arches in the air. Good, you're doing so well. Really nice control. Core is plugged in. Torso is still and stable. Neck is long. Keep it up. Tap, tap, and then behind. Tap, tap. Good. And let's do one more set. And then bring the legs to center. And now from here, we're going to lower the top leg down. We're going to sweep the leg back, drawing a large circle, connecting the toes, and then sweep forward. So we're sweeping backward with that circle and forward, really anchoring down through that lower leg as we draw large sort of tear-shaped shapes in the air. I said circle, but it's got that sort of point at the bottom. Good. Using your toe like a pencil or a paintbrush in the air, making this really smooth and fluid as we work those outer thighs, as we work those hips and gluteus medius muscles. Good. Breathing in through the nose, relax those shoulders, and out through the mouth as you circle forwards and backwards for 3 and 2 and final 1. Amazing work. Now sweep that leg back. We want to keep it in line with the torso here, really anchoring down through that lower leg, and we're just going to pulse there. Breathing, lengthening through the neck. Good. Keep pulsing it here, working those glutes, working those thighs. Let's go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Bring the legs together. Take a little breather. And then we're going to lift that top leg up, and we're going to start drawing small circles in the air. We're going to do 10 in each direction. So 7, 6, keeping that core nice and stable. 3, 2, and 1. Hold, reverse directions with those circles for 8, 7, 6. Keep that leg elevated. I know these are tough. 3, 2, and 1. Nice burnout on that side. Okay, now we're going to create a bridge either in front or behind that lower leg so we can target our inner thighs. Let's lift that lower leg up, switching on the inner thigh muscles. We're going to tap the foot down and then arc over, tap the foot down to the other side. So we're drawing a rainbow arc in the air with that foot as we tap from side to side. Again, really stabilizing through the torso here. Really focusing on the inner thigh doing the work, particularly in the middle of that arc. So at the highest point, you're really squeezing and lifting. Good. Using the strength of the inner thigh muscle to make that arc in the air. Keep breathing. Keep lengthening out through the toes. We've got 3 and 2. And final 1. Amazing. Lower down. Now we're going to do those 10 circles in the air in each direction. So we're going to circle forwards to begin with. 7, 6. Lift that leg a bit higher. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause and reverse directions. Ooh, these burn. Keep breathing, keep that neck nice and long. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work on that side. Okay, we're going to switch over to the other side now. So getting nice and long on the side body, supporting your head on your hand or your outstretched arm, piking forward. With those legs, really switching on the core and anchoring down through that lower leg as we come forward to center, backward to center. Good. Forward to center, drawing those arcs, drawing that M shape in the air. Your challenge here is to prevent yourself from rocking around as you move. So really focus on core engagement, pelvic stability. Good. As you come up and over, we're focusing our attention on strengthening the hips, glutes, and thighs. Core is working here too for stability. Good. Breathing through these M shapes, really lifting that leg up and over from side to side, making each movement count. Starting to really feel the work in those thighs with this one. Keep moving, keep breathing. You're doing so well. Let's go 4. 2. And final 1. and to center. Great work. Okay, now those circles or those tear-shaped circles in the air as we come forward and backward. Circle up and around, stabilizing through the torso. This one is really great for opening up and mobilizing the hips, as well as strengthening the hips and the glutes. Keep that momentum going. Slow it down as needed. Focus on control. You can make those circles a little bit smaller as well. Good. Lifting up and over, lifting back and down. Let's take 4, 2, and final 1. Nice work. Sweep that leg back. Really engage the core and start pulsing here. Pulsing that leg. Keeping it in line with the torso. Really feeling those glutes and outer thighs working. Can feel this work in the obliques as well. Let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sweep the legs together. Nicely done. Now we're going to lift the leg up, lengthen out through the big toe, and start circling forward. Again, really plugging the navel in for stability here. 3, 2, and 1. Pause and reverse directions. 8, 7, 6, abs in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. Ooh, I really felt those gluteus medius muscles working, as well as those outer and inner thighs. Okay, we're gonna take a little break from hips and thighs and glutes for now. We're gonna come down onto the mat, focus on the abs, and then we're gonna finish off with some gluteus maximus work. So I'd like you to rest your head, neck, and shoulders down on the mat. Knees are bent. We're going to squeeze the legs together and then just lift the heels off the mat. So we're creating a really nice tight seam running up the middle of the body. Arms come overhead. We're going to inhale here. And as we exhale, we're going to curl and crunch up, resting head on top of the shoulders. Lower, curl and crunch up. So as you come up, I want you to look out between your inner thighs. Good. Tucking the chin, engaging the core, and lifting through the pelvic floor. Reaching toward the end of the mat with those fingers. If this is a lot for your neck right now, you can support your head in your hands and just focus on letting your head rest heavy in those hands as you lift and lower. Otherwise, you're including the arms in this movement and you're flattening your lower back to the mat every time you curl and crunch up, keeping those heels elevated off the floor. Let's go 4 and 3. Last 2, lift a bit higher. And final 1, great work. Now we're going to bring the knees up as we curl and crunch up. So we're inhaling here and we're exhaling, knees coming toward the chest, and then lower toes up off the mat or down to the mat, keeping the heels up off the mat. Good, lift and lower. Again, if you want to take your hands behind your head to support your head, neck, and shoulders, feel free to do so. Otherwise, I want you to really, or no matter what position your arms are in, I want you to really bring your forehead towards your knees. So really pick those shoulder blades up off the mat as you lift into that crunch. And start really challenging yourself by lifting your tailbone up off the mat too. So you're feeling this work in the lower abs as well as the upper abs. Let's go 3 and 2. And final 1. Okay. Now I'm going to take my hands behind my head and I'm going to repeat that movement, but this time I'm going to extend the legs. So I'm coming in, extending, in and lowering. In, extending, in, lift the tailbone and lower. Good. In, extend, in, tap the toes. Keeping those legs squeezing together, really focusing on the center of the abs as you bring those knees in. Good work. Amazing. In, extend, bend, and lower. Ooh, abs are working really hard here. You're doing great. Last 2. And final 1. And lower it down. Just take a moment here. You can sway your knees from side to side. Releasing your lower back as you breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. We're now going to go into some oblique work. So bring your legs to center, separate them so they're about hip distance apart. And we're just going to start off by crossing over into a modified version of crisscross. So I'm keeping my feet on the floor, then bringing alternating knee in as we cross opposite elbow to touch it. You can always go back to this variation if the work gets to be too challenging, because we're moving into a couple different variations of crisscross and they can get a little tough. So always feel free to return to this move. It'll allow you to keep sculpting your obliques, even if you can't choose the more challenging variation. Good. Keeping your low back pressing into the mat for 2. Warming up those obliques. And last 1. Good. Now, the harder variation. We're bringing one knee in and extending the opposite leg out long. We're crossing over, holding in that cross, lifting and lowering the leg, and then crossing over. 1, 2, and cross over. 1, 2, and cross over. Good. Keeping that lower back pressing onto the floor. Lifting and lowering that leg, keeping the toes pointed. 1, 2, cross it over. 1, 2, and cross. You're doing so well. Keep those elbows nice and wide. Really challenge yourself by picking that shoulder blade up off the mat. Last set. Cross over and hold it here, and continuous crisscrosses from side to side. Working those obliques so hard. You're doing great. Pick those shoulder blades up off the mat. Let's go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, bringing both knees in toward the chest, stretching out the lower back, and taking a couple of deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Final ab move here. It's a tough one, so I'm going to give you some variations. You can either have your hands down on either side of your body, you can have your head curled up into a crunch, or the easiest variation is to have your hands on either side of your tailbone, protecting your low back. Now for the legs, you've either got a slight bend as you lift and lower, doing a shallow movement like this, or you've got them totally straight, squeezing together as you lift and lower. So I'm going to start off with the legs straight, arms by my side, take them on either side of your tailbone as needed, and focus on those lower abs as you lift the legs, hinge from the hips, and lower and lift. Good. Lower, abs in to lift those legs. Inhale and exhale. If you want to pick up the level of challenge, lift head, neck, and shoulders. Try to make sure that your lower back isn't lifting too far off the mat, and if it is, take a more shallow movement with those legs. Let's go. 4, 3, belly to spine to lift. For 2, working those lower abs. And final 1, lower your right leg, lower your left. Roll over onto your stomach, and let's stretch out those abs. So taking your hands on either side of your shoulders, coming up onto the forearms, or all the way up onto those hands, stretching out the abdominal wall. Breathing deeply here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Now, as promised, we're going to target the gluteus maximus before finishing off. So I'd like you to come to the top of your mat. We're in an all fours position. Now, the hips are square with the mat, shoulders are broad. We're going to extend the left leg out long behind us. We're going to start with some rainbow taps. So we're going to cross that leg over and then cross to the other side. Cross over bent leg and cross to the other side. Drawing a rainbow shape in the air. Now your aim here, of course, is to keep that torso really still and stable. Try not to lean to your supporting side. Cross over and over, squeezing those glutes as you lift that leg, creating that arc in the air, making each repetition really count. Keep broadening across those shoulders. You don't want to collapse here in the shoulders. We've got 4, squeeze the bum. 3, you're doing great. For 2, and final 1, come to center and hold. Make sure those hips are square with the mat. Make sure the core is engaged. We're now going to go into those M-shaped taps. So take your leg over to the side, come up, tap to center, come to the other side. Good. Tap to center and come over. Good. Tapping from one side to the other. You're doing so well. Squeezing the bum as you draw those arches in the air. Drawing that M shape up to center, up to the other side, up to center, up to the other side. Good. Moving from side to side here. You're doing so well. Let's go 5 and 4. Crossing over for 3 and 2 and final 1. Amazing. Come to center, hold it here. You can lower down onto your forearms or you can extend your arms out long, lengthen through the toes and start pulsing. Pulsing that leg. This is the final push here. Keep that leg long and strong. Keep that core engaged so you're not hurting your lower back. 8, 7, 6, little higher with the leg. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, oh my goodness. Let's push it back into a child's pose. Breathing deeply here. In through the nose and out through the mouth. For 3 and 2 and 1. Great work. Okay, switching sides. Coming into that all fours position. Nice broad shoulders. Hips are square with the mat. Extend the right leg out long. Plug navel in, cross over bent leg, and then over to the other side. Cross over bent leg and over to the other side. So drawing those rainbow arcs in the air, squeezing your bum at the top of every lift. Good. Crossing over. Really engaging the abdominal wall, creating that nice tight seam running up the center of the body. Nice stable trunk. Focusing on those right glutes doing the work as you arc up and over. Let's go 5 and 4. 3, abs in. For 2, broad shoulders. Final 1. Amazing, to center. Okay, from here, those M shapes. So tapping to one side, tapping to center, tapping to the other side. Tapping to center, tapping over. Good. You're doing so well. Keep that torso strong and stable. Keep that core engaged. Gaze stays down on the mat. Arc right up and over. Make each movement count, working those hamstrings, working those glutes. Try not to collapse in the shoulders here. Stay strong. Last 5 and 4. Lift up nice and high. 3 and 2 and final set. Great job. Come to center. Walk those hands out or drop onto the forearms and pulse that leg up. Point through the toes. Lengthen through the leg. Really sweating here. Lift a bit higher. You can do it. 7, 6, 5, 4. Higher. 2, 1. And hold. Lower down. Oh my goodness. That was really an intense finisher. I hope you really felt it in the glutes and thighs. I know I did. Take a moment here to just kind of wave your hands from side to side, releasing any tension in those wrists. Drawing nice deep inhales into the back of the rib cage. And try to really slowly control the exhale out through pursed lips. Coming into a plank just for a moment and folding the left leg under the body, coming into pigeon pose. You can stay propped up or you can come down, folding over the lower body, whatever feels good. And just enjoy that stretch in the hip and the glute area. Back leg is straight out behind you. Continuing to focus on regulating that breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good work. Let's switch sides. Coming back into plank and then folding the right leg. Whew. Really feeling this stretch on this side. Good. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears here. We don't want any tension in any other areas of the body as we stretch. Nice cooling breaths, breathing in through the nose and slowly out through pursed lips. Controlling that exhale, bringing the breathing into a nice slow steady pattern as we start to cool down the body. For 3 and 2 and 1. Now we're going to come forward on the mat with the feet, lift up and fold over. So I want you to take a hold of either your calves or your ankles or your feet if you can reach them and pull yourself into a back body stretch. So I want you to think about your hips sort of lengthening out behind you. Backs of the legs are straight, spine is stretching, neck is relaxed here. Deep inhale, and as you exhale, draw your belly button in towards your spine, creating a little bit more space to fold more deeply into this back body stretch. Relaxing the face. Continuing to focus on the breath for 3 and 2 and 1. Elevating up, bringing the soles of the feet together. And just butterflying the knees out to the sides. You can keep your hands on your feet or your ankles like so, or you can gently apply a little bit of pressure to your knees so that you're widening that butterfly position and just opening up further in the hip, stretching the inner thighs. Inhaling and exhaling for 3 and 2 and 1. Crossing the legs now and taking the arm up to one side and over to the other side, lengthening from the hip all the way out through those fingers as you shift from side to side. For 3 and 2 and 1. Bringing yourself to center, aligning the spine, stacking the vertebrae up, one on top of the other. Shoulders are down. Now we're going to lift the shoulders up and melt them down and back. Lift up and open through the chest. Let's take 2 more. And final one, lift those shoulders up, melting them down and back, setting yourself up with amazing posture for the rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me. That was an intense no equipment workout. Well done for making it all the way through. If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. I've got so many workouts here for you and so many more to come. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you again next time. Bye guys.